confirm. Coming through from Trick, we'll talk a little bit about the build that we're seeing in solo queue on that one as we roll on. While KT have good engage, largely you want to play around Zoe, Ezreal, Siege, and disengage. That's the way you prefer to use the Maokai ultimate, the Braum ultimate. Jarvan can threaten engage and then just EQ away. True team fights, unless they're really well played, unless there's a pick to start. 5v4 certainly for KT, but 5v5, tricky.
Yeah, and especially when we saw like how far ahead KT was in that first game, there's no doubt in my mind that KT could take control in this game number 2 and just make BBQ play their game. And as you said before, it's two differing styles, so that's the last thing BBQ wants to do. We'll see if they can stand up against KT's idea coming into game number 2 here.
They get a do-over. You know, game 1 was so quickly gone that it wasn't sort of game to break your mental like Afrika's loss, you know, nail-biting loss to KSV yesterday. BBQ should be able to put it to one side, try again. But Pawn is playing the Zoe for the first time, and it seems like they want to just style on BBQ for a quick 2-0.
We'll see if they can actually make it work. That Zoe-Ezreal combination, as you said, can be pretty hilarious at times. I'd like to see it happen here in game number 2. Looks like the game is all ready to go. The countdown has started. Would absolutely need a stopwatch, you know, comparatively to someone like Alistar, where you might sometimes get right in there. Nicely done, and that's going to be the combination coming on in here. Ignar's even getting in there. Can Score get away? There's the Cataclysm, but he does not get out of there. As he doesn't flash, he gets taunted. First blood goes over to Ignar.
The obituary for that Jarvan would have been really grim reading. So many ultimates used to kill him, but they do register the kill nonetheless. And all of it's to Maokai.
Yeah. The Maokai just heals it back up. Deft flash, but he's still in range. He's going to get comboed down. He does have his stopwatch available, though, and here comes Score from behind, trying to knock him up. But in goes Trick. Tempt in the front as well. Smeb comes from behind, but Trick is going to go down here. He went a little bit too far forward. Tempt's now getting low. Pawn jumping on in, but Crazy now trying to get in front. Gets Deft, who pushed a little bit too far forward. Smeb out of mana. Zoe trying to help him out here. It looks like this should be a 2-for-1. No, Smeb is going to flash over. They do just barely survive in the end. In fact,
this was so late in the game, the stopwatch has got insane value, specifically for Deft, who bought so much time, even during the ultimatum. You won't be able to recreate that if you're Deft in the future. It's only a one and done for the stopwatch. Going 1-for-1 when BBQ are strongest doesn't change the game, but it doesn't accelerate the lead for BBQ. Watch the replay here. And this is the example of a stopwatch that gets lots of value. BDD did not in the earlier game on Rise. But at the start here, it looks like Deft is going to be bursted down. But stopwatches the Shen Torn, able to open up space, does not die in all of this. And crazily, the first kill is actually onto Trick. Burst down after the Q from Smeb.
Yeah.
As the fight goes on, we don't have Void Staff on Pawn. It's only Poking and Crazy and Tempt are unkillable in the front line for now. A lot of resources expended by both sides, but mostly by the side of KT because Stopwatch is no longer available. It's a pretty big thing for them to have to give up. And again, the fact that you can't buy it again and no Zonias is expected is a pretty big cost for KT.
Yeah. They're going for another engage here onto the Galio, who hasn't lost any health yet, but here we go. Finally losing some health. Not enough in the end. Barely even half of his health. I want to point out that that fight started earlier because Dense in that lane. Smeb having a little bit more trouble there.
Able to hit the Bramble Vest and feel good about it as engage on the Score.
Okay, he's going to Hextech Ultimatum and put everything onto the tanky Jarvan here. Gets caught out by all the CC. Can they actually kill him, though? They will. Cataclysm comes down, and KT decides they're not ready to go in yet. They will chunk out Tempt, and Crazy gets out of position, forced to flash, but still the kill goes over to BBQ.
It was a 5v4 though. Smeb wasn't there, didn't teleport because Jarvan had given up his life. The enemy smite is dead, so this is a time for BBQ to consider starting Baron. They have good vision control around the world. Sorry, around the pit.
All around the world. They
all
got
around
all
the world of the Baron.
Early on. And Vladimir are Crazy looking for that flank. They want to turn. They get onto Deft here once again. No stopwatch this time around. Trick, though, getting low. And Deft this time is going to be able to Arcane Shift out. Look at those low members. The True Shot Barrage gets 2 of them. And now they're just trying to run. The flash forward from Pawn. He wants to get that kill. Can he? Yes, he will. With that sleep, he is going to go down. And he's going to flash once again. This is the Zoe that we all know and love. Gonna ultimate forward. There's the double kill as Pawn finally finds some success in this game.
KT outplays BBQ really hard. They are not able to capitalize on Ezreal being ultimatumed or knocked up. And from there, Pawn was raining down artillery from far away, able to threaten any member with the Void Staff now completed. And now it's KT's turn on the Baron.
They should have their way with it. Pawn's low, but he is slippery as hell. And no jungler for a while here for BBQ.
Smeb has flash to turn as well.
Wow, he just went really far. Gonna get onto Tempt here. They're trying to wombo combo, and they will 100%. They get the Jarvan and the Braum and make that another one. Def goes down. Maybe KT getting a little bit too frisky this time, too overconfident, and now it's BBQ's turn again.
Yeah, mistake from KT Rolster. They're starting the Baron with smart, but they stuck on it for too long, and then allowed Crazy to walk up with no ghost, no flash, and Hebo played them. That was just crazy from the side of KT Rolster, but they opt into the Vladimir very easily. It's going to be a Baron for BBQ again when it comes to the Trouble Bubbles attempting to hit, so... But now BBQ can always set in the turret dive. We can see Crazy on the right of our screen.
Yeah, they're looking for it. Coming into Taunt. Trick taking a bunch of damage though early on. He's gonna get knocked up. He's gone. Going a little bit too far forward. This time Score will get low, but this is a good team fight for KT so far. But here comes Crazy from the right side. You gotta look at him. Tempty is going to go for that Zhonya's. Ignar getting in low now. Going a little bit too far. Fate's Call is going to save
Crazy
him for now. Here comes Crazy from behind. There's a 3-man ultimate. Let's see how much damage he can get done. He's able to take out the Jarvan and the Ezreal. That's that fed Vladimir that we love. Coming in from behind with the flank. Gets one, gets two. Now they're just looking for the slow onto Smeb so that they can get an extra kill. The rest of them will go for objectives.
Big win there for the Vladimir. He was chased out of it 2 times, 3 times, but KT, just like around Baron, kept going. They were never going to stop what they were doing as Smeb, just buying time and last hilariously long. Still, with him dead, Pawn cannot wave clear in front of Crazy. He will die to a full Tides of Blood and a Q. Mada will help out. They won't break the base, at least in the top lane. Crazy took a long time to get into the fight. It was well patrolled, first by an E from the Maokai, and then Braum, spending all of his time interrupting Crazy. But Exhaust is not going to stop. This free-farmed Vladimir sends Deft into the Death Chamber solo, and now the base is broken in 2 spots.
Okay, they're going to put on a defense, or they will try here. Break is, the base is broken. Finally got that one out. Only 1 inhibitor, though, does go down. This bottom.
Waiting for the next
Papa.
load of minions.
Okay, we're going to have Smeb. He's like, okay, just end it already, please. I'm going to go on in, and Score will as well. The rest of KT says, no, I don't want any of this. I'm going to run away. And unluckily, Braum is going to get caught as well. Looks like BBQ on their way to actually take a game off of KT. Camille disappears, funnily enough, but it's not really going to matter. As Pawn, he's trying to put on that base defense, but he can't quite do it. The Nexus goes down, and we're tied up at 1-1.
Bit of a head scratcher, but congratulations to BBQ. They played that one out very cleanly. They got the lead with the team, with globals, with engage, and they made smart choices. Even their macro choices from ahead are worth complimenting. From behind, BBQ have looked lost a couple of games in their losses, but their wins also pretty equally convincing, you'd have to say, whereas KT Rolster, from pick ban, we weren't convinced. We thought maybe in the game they would show us something new. Unfortunately, they did not, and game 3 now beckons. This series goes longer than expected, but I'm excited to see what game 3 holds, even from pick and ban, because clearly Pawn is trying new stuff today.
Yeah, and you talk about, you know, weird compositions, weird picks and pick and ban, and I'd have to say that KT really can't afford to be taking losses like this against a team like BBQ. When the top of the top here in Korea, it's going to come down to not just match score, it's going to come down to game score.